Buhari elevated his ethnicity over his Nigerian citizenship, Dahiru says. How did he do that? We understand that what Buhari did immediately he entered office was to pack almost everybody in Daura from Katsina State into the State House, Abuja. Okay? Everybody, that is why somebody like the so-called, what is his name? Tunde Shaibu, or what did they call him? Okay? Is a recharge card seller, became a billionaire overnight. All the Buharis and all the people he brought from the north, especially from Katsina State, all of them became billionaires overnight. So I could believe, but again, why didn't you say that when Buhari was in power? Because this guy is also from the north, this Dahiru. Okay? Why didn't you say that when Buhari was in power? Why are you saying it now? That is a big question. A respected analyst and journalist, Dahiru, has criticized the former President Muhammadu Buhari for his failure to address the rising banditry and insecurity in Nigeria. Speaking on AIT, a national television station, Dahiru accused Buhari of promoting his ethnic interest over his national interest. Dahiru said that banditry, which has terrorized the rural northwest, killing, kidnapping, and displacing thousands of people, was not a result of poor governance, but a cultural problem that emerged during Buhari's 8-year tenure. He argued that Buhari's favoritism of his ethnic group, the Fulani, and other Nigerians affected his ability to act decisively as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. So he added that Buhari's sectionalism also enabled the spread of the cultural tendency of banditry, which he said was rooted in the Fulani pastoralist tradition. So he cited examples of Buhari's policies and statements that reflected his bias, such as the farmers' herders clashes and call for peaceful coexistence with the bandits and the controversial Ruga settlement proposal. So in his words, this happened because Buhari elevated his ethnicity over his Nigerian citizenship, and that impacted negatively on his response mechanism as commander-in-chief, who secures Nigeria against internal and external enemies. That is true, because when you look at Buhari has a multi-dimensional failure, political failure, cultural failure, socioeconomic failure, just name it, even religious failure. So he had a multi-dimensional failure, and you can just analyze Buhari's failure from all directions, and it will be relevant. It will make sense. That is the truth. He added, yes, and I had made this point repeatedly because he elevated various kinds of sectionalism, and that enabled this cultural tendency. While he was supposed to tackle things headlong, we stated hearing things like farmers' herders clashes, live in peace with your neighbors, and the Ruga proposal. Exactly. When you see the way Buhari ruled, you know that Buhari was not ready to make peace in Nigeria. That is it. He went and formed, had special interest and special bias for the Fulani colonies. And that was why he tried Ruga. It didn't work. He was seriously resisted. He tried to beg or talk to the ethnic farmer owners to coexist with Fulanis. Meanwhile, farmers are going to their farm with ordinary cutlass. The Fulanis are raiding their cattle with AK-47 assault rifle. How did they get that? And so that is why I agree. And that is why even the Boko Haram terrorists, the best thing he could do was to say he rehabilitated them, and the next thing recruit them into the military. And that is why the security intelligence in the military today is heavily compromised, and the bandits are laying ambush against soldiers and killing them. So Buhari was just a disappointment from all sides. First of all, even his 8 years in office, he didn't spend up to 4 years in Nigeria. He was always out in the UK, out in other countries for his health reasons and for some other reasons. He didn't even make live broadcast. From the day he was inaugurated, that was the last day we had live broadcast from him. Every broadcast he makes every year to Nigerians are recorded broadcasts. They will record it inside the State House, Abuja, and they'll come and play it for everybody to hear. They will record it, they will edit it, because first of all, you never can trust what Buhari will do. He was like somebody suffering from dementia. So because of that, I think probably he knew his weakness. That was why he brought almost everybody in Daura to stay around him and to protect him. And that government was practically run by Abakari and Malami, the Attorney General of the Federation, and the Garuba Shehu. Those are the people that ran the kitchen cabinet for him. They ran it to a point that even his wife, Aisha Buhari, complained that they have collected her husband from her, that she can't even see her husband. Before she sees her husband, she will need to like fill a form. He was terrible with her, and then the marriage was almost breaking down, and she ran to Dubai until at the later part of the administration, it was resolved that she could come back. And when she comes and she attends the occasion with her husband, you see how angry she will look, even in the occasions. So at the end of the day, you see that Buhari was practically not the person in power. He surrounded himself with sycophants, with tribalists, and with people from his village. So he was the worst tribalist and most nepotistic at his time as president of Nigeria. Okay, so this promoted cultural problems that gave the Fulanis the kind of impetus, a kind of sense that they own Nigeria. And that was why they wanted to own every farmland, claiming that Nigeria is their own. Who told you Nigeria is your own? You that strayed from other West African countries into Nigeria, claiming to own Nigeria. How can you say that? And you can see that again, and that was why Buhari had a very strong allegiance for Niger Republic. Okay, he was using Nigerian money to develop Nigeria-Niger border, and was even claiming that he will run to Niger Republic if they worry him in Nigeria. Can you imagine the kind of people that we have as leaders? So this man that is speaking here, I don't think it's out of place for him to say that this man had very serious ethnic challenge, and that caused a cultural problem that made him not to be able to fight insecurity as the commander-in-chief. And somebody said, God bless you. Buhari is an illiterate ethnicity bigot and uncircumcised jihadist Fulani coward. Can you imagine? They finished him. So he was literally he was literally had green card to all Sahel Fulani. Okay. He had green card for all Fulani around, okay, to come and deal with us and take over our land, as Bodijo have claimed that Fulani owns Nigeria. The most biased and sectionalized leader ever since the creation of the nation was Buhari. He is so sentimental to his kinsmen, to the extent that headers see themselves as alternative government within the same nation. I pray we don't experience this kind of ruler in Nigeria anymore. And it is the political class just to get what they wanted. That's why they sold dummy to us as president. Exactly. So the Baba deaf, they all have mission to take over Nigeria and kill all Nigerians, wicked devil Fulani tribe people. Exactly. And I think that will never happen again. Nigerians should make sure it doesn't happen again. And that's more reason somebody like Tiku should not be there. Somebody said, agreed with what the writer was saying, that Buhari elevated his ethnicity over his Nigerian citizenship, and the issue of Ruga settlement added to the problem we are facing. Federal government should find solution to this so that, that out farmers will go back to farm. So that our farmers could go back to their farms. Exactly. So that is a fact. God bless you, my brother. Everybody knows that Buhari was a tribal bigot, so it's not new. It's not new. He created a very big problem for Nigeria, to tell you the truth. And it's going to take Nigeria years and a determined leader to get us out of where Buhari has put us. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment in that regard.